console tutorial, console tutorial, console ping tutorial, console tutorial, console tutorial, console tutorial, console tutorial. They just won't stop appearing in my comment section. Hey guys, I know, I abandoned y'all. Only for a week, bruh. Calm down. I'm back for good though, I promise. Anyways, you guys absolutely smashed this last video with support, but I was noticing a lot of comments asking for a console tutorial. Unfortunately, I don't own a console, but I hit my friend up to ask to borrow his Xbox, and he seemed willing to let me borrow it for this video. PC players, get to steppin'. Yep, this video is for my console people. Let's get this started, shall we? Yo, by the way, what is this ratio? Can we like get this to like at least like 50% subscribed? Dude, this is just sad, man. I could be at 1 million subs by now.
Stop the cap.
Alright, so for tip number 1, this is kind of basic and kind of overused, but just make sure that you are on auto configuration for your matchmaking region. Many people think that setting it to the region closest to you is the best, but auto configuration basically chooses the best route for your device to connect to the game servers. I know this is kind of a useless tip for some people, but it's always good to include this. For tip number 2, if you haven't already, I highly suggest that you invest in a Cat 5 or Cat 6 Ethernet cable. Immediately, you are going to see a 75% improvement in your connection due to the fact that wired connections are way stronger than wireless connections. Like, you might go from 60 ping down to like 20 or 15 depending on your region. Looking around the internet, chances are you're probably going to be spending around $20 to $30 depending on which type of Ethernet cable you actually want to get. My recommendation is to get one that works best with your home internet, so a Cat 6 would work great, or a Cat 5. Again, these are pretty cheap. They're like $20 to $30 on Amazon. Alright, so for tip number 3, we are going to want to make sure that our storage is under 75% capacity, and you can check this by just going up to settings right here, going down to system, and then going to storage devices, and right here you can see the internal storage on how much is free and how much is, you know, used up. So it's a good recommendation to keep this under 75% if you really want the most out of your Xbox. From experience, if this gets to like 90%, you are going to experience like network lag, you're going to experience your console freezing, so just make sure this is under 75%. Alright, so for tip number 3, we're going to want to have our optimal power options enabled, and we can check to see if this is enabled by going to settings and power options right here. And we're going to make sure that this is on sleep and not shutdown. Basically, shutdown will reduce the amount of power that your Xbox uses and intentionally try to shut down your Xbox more if you leave it AFK. And it'll try to essentially shut down and save energy when you're not using it for more than 5, 10, 15 minutes. But if you have this on sleep, your console will use more power, generally resulting in higher performance in your games, FPS wise, and in your internet because the internet traffic is increased by the amount of power that your Xbox is using. If you really want to get geeky, you can go to customize power options. Personally, I'm leaving this alone because I do not want to mess up anything on my Xbox, and yeah, so that's about it. Alright, so for tip number 5, which is our final tip, we're going to test out different DNS servers. Essentially, a DNS server translates domain names into IP addresses, enabling you to connect to the origin server of choice. So in this case, that would be Fortnite. DNS servers are pretty easy to configure. All you have to do is go to settings, network settings. You go down to advanced right here. And then right here, you're going to see DNS settings. And then you're going to click manual. Now, there are many DNS servers that are already pre-configured for people who use them for gaming purposes, like Cloudflare and Google. So really, you might want to play around with both of them and find out which one works best for you. The Cloudflare DNS server is 1.1.1.1, and the Cloudflare secondary is 1.0.0.1. Google's DNS server is 8.8.8.8, and Google's secondary server is 8.8.4.4. I would test both of these and record the performance stats with each of them and just see which one works best for you. In this case, I'm going to be using Cloudflare, so I would type in 1.1.1.1, and then for the secondary 1.0.0.1. And there you have it. Once you back out of this screen, your console will automatically check its connection to the internet just to verify that you have already configured everything properly. And if you see this screen right here, that means you did everything right, so good job. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you found this tutorial helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up because it really helps me out. And maybe subscribe, please? I'm really close to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, and have a great day.